Yeah.
How are you doing today, Sean?
Doing real good.
Good.
How many of these interviews have you done so far?
Like 4 or 5. You know what I'm like finding being out here that everybody who snowboards is usually my height or shorter. That's really good.
And who's not sure? Ted Borland.
Yeah, I saw that dude in line standing next to his girlfriend, and I was like,
I started because my brother wanted to snowboard.
okay.
I didn't fucking care. We skied. I grew up skiing. My parents skied. My dad skied. Like, my dad taught himself how to ski, and then we went to the local mountains. There's a couple mountains outside of Vancouver,
Okay.
or just like in Vancouver. So we go up once a week. It was like a family thing.
Okay.
We'd always go, like, instead of going on like to Disneyland or something. Like, that's we got ski passes. That was like seasons passes. It was for
Nice.
one night a week. That's what we did. We never went on like these like tropical vacations. I've actually never been on a tropical vacation in my life.
Don't. It's not worth it.
We got seasons passes at Baker one year, and that was like when it was like Craig Kelly and those dudes were like doing laps. Like, I didn't know who the
Okay.
fuck they were, but that's like when all that was happening. It was like Craig, Rankwit, Little B, like that whole like that scene. Canoe was coming back like a year, like I think probably the year after we went there was when like Canoe kind of made its comeback, like Bass and all those guys. Tex was living in town, like that scene was happening,
Okay.
and that's what kind of like my brother was into. He was like, "That's cool, I want to snowboard." I didn't really care because we were like good at skiing, so we went anyway. So that got into it. I hated skiing or snowboarding the first day I did it. Fucking hated it. And then my mom was like, "You're fucking going back out there. We got this board." And then I went out after and I loved it, and now it's what I do for.
Nice.
That's what I do. Snowboarding isn't exactly practical. You're fucking strapped into the fucking thing. It's got to be cool. Like, there's a feeling you get when everything happens that makes you stick with it because
Yeah.
it's fun as hell. Do you think there's
Yeah.
less people freaking out now? Like, I think there was a definite era where it was like people would freak out, punch themselves. I did. I'm a victim of that. I would lose my shit sometimes at a spot. I'll still do it sometimes, but it's like, for me, it's because I think I'm in competition with myself. Where I'm just like, I
Yeah.
can do this. Why can't I do this? Have you ever done stuff where you like do it, and then you look back and you're like, why did I do that? There's no way I would ever do that again. Do you ever play the worst case scenario game at a spot?
Mm-hmm.
Where you just roll up and you're like, worst case scenario, I clip, I smash all my teeth out on that closeout, I flip over, probably a front flip to a scorpion, and the board cuts my head open.
I do, but then again, I'm easily manipulated into doing stuff. So I'll like have that worst case scenario in my head, and like the homies will be like, "You got it, dude." And I'm like, get the fuck away from me. Like,
Yeah. So when you're not taking shit seriously, you get fucked up.
I do. When I'm playing around, like I got a hematoma in my ass this year from getting a rail up my butt. I see the donkey coming, and it just goes boom. I'm like, ah! Like, it was what. And from then on, I'm like, I should stop playing. What about you? Like, how do you ride? Like, do you play around? Do you have that playful vibe, or do you have to be serious as well?
I enjoy filming, like all the
Okay.
time. There's fucking Instagram, Facebook,
Yeah.
Snapchat, all the like. There's always something to film for or film somebody for. I like to make video parts. Like, I think if I were to just snowboard and wasn't doing anything with snowboarding, I wouldn't snowboard as much.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't be like, I just want to go snowboard every single day. I would probably get bored.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like I would travel to all different spots, but I don't know. I did it when I was a kid, and we rode Baker every fucking day. It was fun. It was awesome. It was so fun. I think I would just maybe probably be in the mountains more, and just going up on perfect POW days. The filming makes every day different. I would rather go and film and just hang out with friends and strap into my board a couple times and either film them or get a shot for myself versus just going and doing laps at the local mountain. And this isn't new. People have talked about it, that like drug of like getting the shot.
Yeah.
It's like you like have this, like it's just like this, it's a high, you're like,
It
we
is.
get this little like these little like every shot's like a little gem,
Yeah.
and you're like just collecting them, like
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I want this, I want that, and you're like, everyone's like looking at their collection of gems they have, and then they get to show them off. You get the shot, and it's just that it's euphoric, it's like riding POW. you know, but you just scorpion downstairs a bunch of times, or
Yeah.
like hit a rock or did whatever, but then you land it and you get it and you're like, oh, that was awesome, you know. It's like a journal for your year.
Yep.
You know, you get to go, there's like, even if it's not telling the exact story word for word, it's sparking memories. You're like, oh, I remember
Yep.
that, I remember that, oh, this was when.
Did you just like wake up one day and say, "Hey, I want to start a snowboard company," or had that been in the back of your mind for a very long time?
I actually wanted to make socks at one point, which was weird. And I don't know why we wanted to do it. I think it was just something where I was like, everyone wears socks, and everyone gets them at Costco. My thoughts at that for that level was always you need to make it affordable, and you know, apparently you don't. They can just be really expensive.
Yeah.
You know, then me and Jeff. We're talking. We just happen to be kind of in the, like on the same wavelength at the same time.
Yeah.
It just kind of perfect storm on that, and then just being naive, thinking that like not aware, like ignorance was bliss in
Yeah.
that. Like it's, you know, it's a lot of fucking work. But then also it's like a video part. It's like if it was easy, it wouldn't be interesting.
Yep.
You know, so that's what's kept us interested in it, is because it is hard. Every day is something new. And I think that, you know, I didn't go to school, so I mean, I think that was always like wanting to prove somebody wrong. Like, fuck, you don't have to, like, we can make this happen without them. I know what I want out of a board.
Okay.
You know, like, and that's for us, like, all the boards have always been like, make something with purpose, make something that we would ride. Don't make anything that is just because, like, oh, make this, like, make reverse camber because that's what's selling. Like, I think you have to be aware of it, but we only made the rat board reverse camber when Larson wanted it, because I didn't really. Jeff didn't want to ride, wasn't going to ride reverse. I wasn't riding reverse, and I just couldn't cram that down somebody's throat if it wasn't for, like, it had to fit what we were. It had to fit for us.
I don't know how people do night riding. I can't see well at night. That, like, I don't know how you guys do that. But dude, trying to hit a street spot at night makes the fear more real. I don't know how y'all do that. I don't know, like.
I think it. I mean, it's. I think it makes all the other distractions gone when, like, just that area is lit up, and you, like, can't see everything around you, and you're just like you have, like, tunnel vision on that area.
I don't know. I get like, for some, I can't, cause
You're claustrophobic.
I do. It is. I got discouraged this winter because I was told that that's not what's hip, or it, or
If somebody
in.
told me that it wasn't hip or it, I'd probably do it more. What you need to do on a rail to get noticed is a lot different than it used to be. I like the blend of both. I like being at the mountain, and then I like being in town and riding, like, ollie and gaps,
Yep.
like lines into different things. If a rail happens to be in the mix, cool. I like being in snowy cities. Think there's room for the athletes in snowboarding. You know, there's plenty of
I
athletes.
can't even believe that there is athletes. Like, yeah,
People take it serious. It's an Olympic fucking sport.
An athlete.
Athletes and artists, for sure.
is.
And it's not like, and I can appreciate both. I'm just not, for me, I'm not good enough to be an athlete. You know, like, I'd rather, but I would, like, some guys go out and film what they're supposed to film for a video part. Other guys go out and film what they want to film. You know,
Yeah.
that's the artist or the athlete. But then the same guys, you put them in, like, a contest scenario, or just how they ride, and, you know, those the athlete guy is just a fucking strong snowboarder. Like, the guys that are artists are great as well, but they're more apt to eat shit left and right, you know, because they're just doing
Yeah.
it. They have a different approach, maybe. I don't know.
How do you spend your free time outside of the snowboard world? Like, when you're away from work, away from the mountain, when all the snow's gone, what do you do? Like, how do you kick back and relax?
Doesn't exist.
Oh, it doesn't? Okay, well.
Yeah, much to my girlfriend's dismay, it doesn't really exist. But it's because I really honestly love what I do.
Okay.
Outside of that, you know, like, I enjoy, and this is cliche, but, you know, I enjoy working on my motorcycle. I get then, like, art, drawing, different stuff like that. I guess I like no matter I like to create shit,
Okay.
just whatever it might be. You know, I like to draw. I like to build things, work on things. That's if it's snowboarding or otherwise. That's what I would probably do outside of it.